All right, everyone, it's time for the rinse. I'm starting off tonight. We have Drew backstage along with Mark Small and Luke Lomax, too. He's going to be joining us a little bit later on for the state news part to talk to me about the Libertarian Party. I wanted to start off, though, because I got called out on my favorite radio show, Hammer and Nigel on 93.1 WIBC, because I keep bringing up the $1.776 billion anti-weaponization fund for people who were harmed by the Biden Department of Justice. I feel like it's been getting zero coverage from the conservative media. So I want to play first Jason Hammer calling me out on this.
Special in-studio guest.
The best damn traffic reporter in all of Indy. He knocked it out of the park this past Sunday on race day.
Killed it.
Matt Baer joins us. Matt, before I get to you, can I just have a moment of personal privilege to vent about the YouTube chat just real fast?
Oh, boy. Sure. Yeah. Oh, boy. Let's
hear it happen. I'm a pretty fun guy. I let everybody talk about what they want. Very rarely do I ban or block anybody. Anybody that gets blocked on the YouTube chat, it's usually the algorithm. Like Allison doesn't block anybody. I don't block anybody. I think we have a pretty cool forum here, but there are certain people, man, that just want to talk about the same topic for 3 freaking hours a day, whether it's Diego, whether it's this, 1776 bill that Brad keeps bitching about on the YouTube chat. And look, maybe I'm just having a bad day, but some of these clowns that try to hijack this thing and make it all about themselves get on my nerves and wear me out. If you want to listen to somebody talk about Diego Morales for 18 hours nonstop, go to Abdul's house. Go hang out with the former midday guy. They'll do it, and they're really good at it. And if, Brad, you want to talk about this stupid topic, you want to, and bore the piss out of the #1 rated audience in Indy, be my guest. Get your own show. I think we're hiring somebody right now, for the love of God.
Yeah.
So other than that, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to vent there and steal.
So yeah, see, I got a nice little call out by Jason Hammer. It was pretty fun. So this goes back to May 19th. Okay, so the Trump settlement was announced. I was in the chat that day asking him, like, have you guys talked about this yet? Because Hammer and Nigel, they're not really always politics. They're a hilarious show. They do a lot of different, they do like AI Joe Hogsett. They make fun of a lot of people, and they do a lot of different topics. So avoiding this seemed odd to me for them. In the chat, I'm asking, are they ignoring it on purpose? May 19th, Trump's attorney general goes in front of the Congress and testifies there, refuses to recuse himself. Then we find out that he signed an order on Tuesday barring the IRS from examining Trump's prior tax returns and blocking them from pursuing pending claims against Trump, his family, or his businesses. So basically, this just sets the tone for total immunity for Trump forever, because he sued the IRS for $10 billion because the IRS, one employee, leaked some of his tax returns along with 400,000 other people's, and Trump thinks that he's due $10 billion, but he's willing to, forego that for the $1.776 billion settlement. So look at this. Even Geraldo Rivera, who is a regular on Fox, on May 20th posted, really, Mr. President, it is as flagrant as it is obscene. No audits of anything Trump family related ever. Um, he's gaming the system. He's having his former personal attorney become attorney general. He's suing the Department of Justice, which the attorney general is in charge of. And how is this not a conflict of interest? How is Todd Blanche not recusing himself? And the whole thing that I was kind of wondering how the conservative media was going to play this was it going to be a good thing for all the January 6th victims? Because according to them, the Biden Department of Justice was weaponized against them. And so the head of the Proud Boys, he's assuming he could get between $2 million and $5 million. And then we got Mike Lindell saying he wants $400 million for damages. And then Hammer and Nigel, again, they're on May 20th. Nothing. They have Senator Jim Banks on. They have Tony Kinnett on. They have all these people who they could talk about this. But instead, they focus on, $90 million fraud bust in Minnesota. So Tony Kinnett reposted that. You see, they at least know who Todd Blanche is. They're aware of news. And then this is my favorite, Trump. I gave up a lot of money in allowing the just announced anti-weaponization fund to go forward. I could have settled my case, including the illegal release of my tax returns, for an absolute fortune. Instead, I'm helping others who were so badly abused by an evil, corrupt, and weaponized Biden administration, received at long last justice. So he's doing that out of the kindness of his heart. Again, DC Drano, some of the conservative right-wing pundits and whatnot, they're talking about anything but this, or actually in DC Drano's case, they're actually spinning it to that's a good thing. All these January 6th prisoners need to be compensated. Elizabeth Warren got in the mix. Trump says it's not possible for U.S. to pay for Medicaid and Medicare and daycare. We're fighting wars. And then we have Justice Department. So there's money for one thing, but not for the other. Tommy Tuberville, the former NCAA coach, who's running for governor of Alabama, I think now, he's saying, well, if you weren't mad about billions being sent to Ukraine, you shouldn't be saying a peep about this anti-weaponization fund. So, helping our allies defend themselves from Russia is the same thing to them. I don't seem to understand that. Then we have my favorite smug bastard, Scott Jennings, talking about James Tallarico. Hammer and Nigel again. They will talk about James Tallarico. They will talk about The View. They will talk about just Biden. Still talking about Biden, but not this. That all being said, Jason Hammer and I get along because of Adam Sandler. They're all going to laugh at you. He brings up Toll Booth Willie, and we can all get along, but I just want them to start talking about this. So, Drew, I think you've actually explained to me before that I'm wrong on this. Can you
Okay.
Can you help explain to me why?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's a settlement, right? Didn't the IRS agree to this settlement to avoid a larger settlement?
Well,
Yes
no.
or no?
No.
No, they didn't. They didn't. The DOJ didn't agree to this.
Oh no, the DOJ did. But who's
And
in charge
then-
of the DOJ? Who's in
And
charge
then
of
the
DOJ?
IRS, and then the IRS also has to have something to do with it, correct?
No, Trump is suing his own Department of Justice.
No, did he?
Trump is suing the
It's
IRS.
done.
Yes.
It's done. It's done. They settled. So they
Oh,
agreed
no.
to it, right?
I mean, Trump settled with his own government. Yeah, he's the president.
No.
How is this
The
not-
IRS settled. How? I mean, I think that yeah, dude, I'm totally with Hammer on it, man. You really seem obsessive over it, actually. There are
But
people.
court is
There are
actually
people
resistant.
involved. There are people that were involved in January 6th that had their rights violated. Period. Period. Look at what's going on with the crap in Marion County. There's people that are shooting other
But
people,
do you
and they're
think that?
getting out by
Do you
dinner.
think the 1.776 billion, say it does go through? Do you think it's going to go to those people?
I would like to think it would. Yes.
Do you know how it's set up? There's a commission of 5 people on this fund. There's a board
Okay.
of 5 people. Trump can fire any one of them at any time for any reason. There's
He's
no.
the chairman because he's the chairman of that board.
How does that make any sense?
What do you mean?
Shouldn't there be
Who's the
some
one?
sort of
Who's the one who filed the lawsuit against
Donald
the
Trump?
IRS? And
Yes.
who agreed to the settlement?
Donald Trump agreed with himself that he deserved it. That's
Is-
why this
is-
is all
now
being
did-
reopened. But the case is actually being reopened because Trump is
Okay.
essentially negotiating with himself.
Okay, then if it's reopened, we'll just have to see what the courts say. But my initial point was that I'm totally 100% with Hammer because I mean we'll just see if
But they talk
if
about James Talarico, a senator from Texas.
I do.
Like, who gives a
I don't
shit
care about I don't care about a senator from Texas. You're asking me, or are you asking Hammer?
No, I'm asking why conservative media, in the most part, is just avoiding this.
Because they're conservative media,
Yeah. So
and I'm sure
isn't the
there's
media supposed to be impartial, especially like news sources and whatnot?
well, first of all, Hammer and Nigel are not reporters. They're entertainers.
No, they're not.
They will tell you.
Yeah.
They will tell you this. They will tell you this. They're op-ed, basically. Their entire show is them giving their opinion on things, and they lean towards the right side.
They
Hence,
complain about the
conservative.
View more than they would complain about this. Like they
The
complain
View
that
is
the View
good
news.
material. The View is good material, dude. The
But
View
they're
is
talking
good
about how
material.
the View. But they're talking about how the View shouldn't be on ABC because they are acting like the news, and they should have like their, their show pulled because people are watching that, believing that it's news, and running away with the story.
If that's what they're saying, I mean, I don't think I've ever heard them say that the View needs to be taken off air. I don't.
Oh, Joy,
Because
they
the View
hardly-
is great. The View is great material for Hammer and Nigel. Great material. Absolutely. I mean, if I'm
Joe Biden
if I'm
is still
not
great material for them. Like they
Yeah.
still talk about Biden, and so, and they will talk about Iran like every day. Like they do talk about the war in Iran, and Hammer's getting mad about it. Like, I mean, just dragging our feet and everything. It's not as if they do not speak about politics or anything like that. It's just
and they give their opinion, right?
usually,
What did
yeah.
they claim? Did they claim to be a news source, or did they
No,
claim to be opinion and entertainment?
No, but Tony Kinnett won't talk. Like they have people on who they can at least discuss it, like whether or not they think that the fund.
Tony
should
Kinnett.
exist.
Tony Kinnett is right-leaning media. That's it.
He
I
is
mean,
too.
he's right-leaning media, and
But I mean, Democrats
Yes,
had to give.
yes,
Democrats are supposed to
right-leaning.
give their opinions on, on Democrats.
Get me this.
It's not like we
Get
just
me this
avoid it.
guy's mute button. Get me this guy's mute button.
No, I don't think I marked. I don't think I muted Mark yet.
He's here. There he is.
I'm not muted. I'm here. I just
Mark-
Tony Kinnett is more than just leaning right wing. So it's like
Am I wrong, Mark?
what? About,
Tony
about,
Kinnett is right-leaning.
he's more than right leaning.
No, he's not. He's right-leaning.
Well, I mean, we could argue about that, but he's right of center, way right of center. Okay, but
Okay.
That's-
Yeah. So am I wrong? Am I wrong, Mark?
But is it
Yes
right
or
for
no?
them to just
Yes or
ignore
no?
it?
Yes or no? Am I wrong?
they should
He's
be. I mean,
right-leaning.
I don't think people should be pulled off the air because
I don't
they
either.
aren't identifying themselves adequately as news or not news. That's free speech.
I don't either. I agree with you 100%. I support the First Amendment. Everybody should. If you do not support the First Amendment, there is something wrong with you.
I support
Well,
the
yeah.
Third Amendment too.
You what? You support
I
the
support the
second?
Third Amendment. Damn it!
What about the
No
Second
quartering of
Amendment?
truth.
When are we going to talk about that?
Well, wait, no, but Drew, like, so what is conservative news networks?
What is conservative news?
Yeah,
Newsmax.
And
you know,
that's not
OAN,
legit.
like, who is that?
OAN
Like,
would
well, they're
would be
actually
they
want
they're
to
very
sue,
very right leaning. Yes, OAN
and
is
they
very
also
very
want
right
to
leaning.
sue, though.
What?
They also want to sue for damages from the
Well,
weaponization
then
fund.
that's their right to sue if they want to sue. I mean, whether or not they're approved for it. I mean, I'm not automatically going to not trust the process just because
Okay, but
I don't.
back up
And that
though.
I
I
don't.
mean, Drew, when you were talking about what he can sue himself, they settled. We'll see what happens. You've got to have a case in controversy in order to have it in court. Otherwise, there's no case. That's
Okay,
like
so
saying,
what
"Oh,
about
hey,
those people? Okay, so what about those people who had their rights violated by the Justice Department because they were unfairly targeted for being in Washington D.C. during January 6th of 2021? Why? Okay,
conspired for insurrection. That's not
bullshit,
they had
man.
due process.
What about this guy?
Bullshit. I know
But Drew,
people that were
this
there.
dude here,
I know.
Pat Stedman, he's saying that he got a bunch of damages and stuff because he was unfalsely, or he was untruthfully,
Okay.
but
Okay, what did he do?
in
Is
his
he
own
accused of
words, he says that
vandalism?
he breaks in, he climbs a wall, he goes in, and then now he's saying, oh well, they let us in, but there's video of him on that day that they played in court.
Okay,
And,
so
and all these things went through jury trials too. Like they
okay,
were found guilty.
yeah, he should have been found guilty of trespassing, no more than that. If he damaged something, he should be found guilty for vandalism. But if they're just, I mean, I know enough people that were there that they were opening up the red ropes and letting people go through. I know people that were there. Would you like me to get them on? Would you like me to get them on? I can do that.
No.
Totally.
Let's back up. We can talk about that later. But there are a couple of things about that. One is after that, the day after, Indiana's current lieutenant governor said, God spoke to me and said, Micah, that I sent those riots to Washington, D.C. That was my hand at work there. I sent them. Okay. So God inspired it. 2, Beckwith also said they were FBI agents that were just plants. 3, you have people saying they were innocently there, not doing anything wrong. 4, you have the same people pleading guilty or going to trial and being found guilty. We've got a whole variety there, none of which makes sense, especially if you're going to say God dispatched them. So I think we've got to get down to the heart of it. We have to depose God. We got to get him under oath and find out.
Well,
okay?
But like, what about the criminals who say they were pardoned by Trump? Because again, Trump gave a pardon to everybody involved, right?
And you can't pardon somebody unless they acknowledge the crime.
Okay, but now we're also going to be giving these people money, apparently.
You're also giving them prospective pardons going forward. And also they're being given the signal that, hey, even if they convict you, if you do this and stop the orderly transition of power, we'll pardon you and you'll get a bunch of money too. So you don't have to worry about getting that GED according to the terms of your probation. Go ahead and do it, and then you get popped for child molest later. We can cover that too.
And that's what I was going to ask. Like, some of these guys have actually been, arrested for crimes after the fact as well. And so, so are those people also able to get the settlement?
No, I mean, it would have to depend on a case-by-case basis. I don't believe that they've put any timeline about how they're going to work through them. I guess we'll just have to see. That's true.
Well,
Put this up. Put this up, Luke. Right on.
Wait, we have zero chance of
choice, and I see what he's saying. We do have zero. Like this 1776. If somebody were to have vandalized something, or like the trespassing thing, I'm sorry. There were people that spent years in solitary confinement for trespassing. And that is wrong. That
What
is
about
absolutely positively wrong. So
Well-
there are people from January 6th that did have their rights violated. But
yeah, like
you
the
have to
cops-
you
ahead,
have
go
to
ahead.
you have to look at it on a case by case basis. Everything is on film.
But
And
that's what I mean.
for
So,
to be eligible for any of this settlement money, you should have to prove that your rights were violated, because you can't it's not you should have to prove, like these people that were held in solitary for years, that they just trespassed. They didn't vandalize anything. They didn't take a dump on Pelosi's desk like somebody allegedly did.
What about these kind of cases, like Enrique Tarrio, the leader of the Proud Boys? He thinks he can get anywhere between $2 million and $5 million.
Was he put in jail?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think he was jailed.
For how long? For how long?
I mean,
was he denied counsel?
No.
I don't think
He
anybody
wasn't?
was.
You're sure about that, Mark? Are you sure he
Yes.
wasn't? Okay.
Yes.
Well, then obviously there has to be a court case to determine whether or not his case is legit, man. But there is no doubt in my mind. There is no doubt in my mind that some of those people on January 6th were framed. They were smeared.
Wait.
They were
Do you have any
smeared.
doubt that there might be some people
Framed
trying
might
to-
not be the right word. Framed might not be the right word. Those charges were trumped up.
If somebody communicated with somebody else, agreed to go to Washington, D.C., they're going to go there to interrupt those proceedings so that the election was not going to be certified, and they are planning to go into the Capitol illegally to do that. That's crossing state lines. That's interfering with the federal government function. That's a criminal statute. They violated that.
What about the MAGA
Okay, so
shaman guy?
Mark, does that mean that there were people that were held in solitary for extended periods of time? So what you're telling me is that those people deserve to be held in solitary?
No. Don't do
Thank
it.
you.
Like
Thank
all
you.
the way to the end. No, we have abhorrent conditions for people being held for crimes, period, in this country. But when you're looking at what happened as far as charging them and with crimes, that's a violation of federal law. Now, the next question is, did they have counsel? Yes, they had counsel. Okay. Did they go to trial? Yes, some of them did, and they were found guilty and sentenced. Was there any allegation of denial of due process? If there was, they would be taking it up on appeal. And I'm pretty sure, without having prepared for that specific question for this evening, I'm very confident a lot of them had tried to take it on appeal. But
Okay, so
you don't get that successful. That's due process. That's being.
Are you saying that there were not people unconstitutionally held without representation because of their attendance at January 6th? Are you telling me that?
I'd have to see.
I would agree.
I'm not aware of that. I'm not aware of anybody being held without
So,
counsel and a violation.
If there is
I'll have
evidence
to
of
get.
that,
I mean,
Drew,
I wasn't prepared to have an entire debate about January 6th.
Neither was I. This is catching me flat-footed too, Drew.
I love that we can still debate about what
the whole
January
thing
6th
is,
was.
it's if they got
Luke,
due process,
Luke, speaking truth right there. Luke, put that up. Oh yeah, that's it right there.
it's actually
Everybody went
Hey,
free.
we should move on. We should move on.
What
Where are
about
we
the
at?
pipe bomber? Does the pipe bomber get pardoned?
No, no.
Why
Are we
not?
talking? Are we talking about the autistic
pipe
kid that they arrested several years afterwards? Are you
Well, yeah,
talking about
Cash
that?
Patel,
kid?
that was a great arrest by Cash Patel. He was pretty excited about that.
Are we
But,
talking
okay,
about?
We'll take Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell wants $400 million. He wasn't even he didn't go in the Capitol.
I don't. My
Michael
own personal
Caputo
opinion.
Michael Caputo wants like $2 million or $3 million because of RussiaGate.
Who?
He was a campaign advisor to Trump. He was the
Did he
first
do
one to
jail
put in a
time?
claim.
Did he do jail time?
No. Mm-mm.
Then
But
he should.
He was harassed and targeted by the Bidens.
Okay, that's now okay. Put it this way. put it this way. You know, a lot of these attorneys like to file lawsuits against people because they fucking get their feelings hurt. I can think of a few local examples, but I'm not going to mention them because the little bitch might sue me.
Yeah.
So,
I don't get.
but
yeah.
anyway, I mean, no, it's going to have to be examined case by case because this dude, you know, that like Mike Lindell, 400 million, no, fuck no, go sell some pillows. I mean, seriously, 400 million, come on, that's ridiculous. So case by case, let's do it.
No.
All right. Let's hang on. Let's see what else we're talking about today. All right, you guys got to help me with my Trump derangement syndrome again too. Trump, you know, he was having a weekend. Have you seen like how many freaking things he posts about just his little vanity projects and whatnot? Yeah.
The pillows are awesome, Larry. The pillows are awesome.
Nuh-uh.
Larry Silver for mayor of Greenfield, Indiana. He knows a good pillow.
But look how much he can write about the freaking Lincoln Memorial, but not about Iran. Like, I feel like he's more interested in this. And by the way,
He's a dope. He's
He's wrong. Like, Mark, you guys have both lived near, like, you guys are aware that Sears Tower is bigger than the Empire State Building.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But Trump here, you know, nuh-uh. And he just equates it to our pool is bigger than the skyscraper.
Well, that's because he has a misapprehension of how long things are from his life. He's been told certain things are longer than they ever were close to being. So,
well, I mean, when you have small hands, I think that's just what happens. So, and then later on, again, blaming New York Times, and you know, he knows all the best pool guys and 45,000 gallons of water a day. Like, that was all one tweet. That was all one Truth Social, like, paragraph about this. So, my question is, does Trump have more interested in vanity projects or finishing what he started in Iran?
Yeah.
I would say vanity projects because I don't think he's calling the shots in Iran.
I don't think he can order things and they get started, then he loses concentration because he doesn't have the ability to concentrate. And we're having people killed and killing people in Iran and other places, and it's an absurdity. There's no constitutional authority for him to direct his military to do like that. But when they vote on the War Powers Resolution, which itself is kind of cheating on what the Constitution says about declarations of war, then it shows just how much Congress doesn't do a damn thing about reining in this president. It's absurd.
Like, all Congress or just this one? Like, this one specifically?
This one. What other Congress would rein Trump in?
Like, historically, I feel like there were checks and balances.
Historically, there have been checks and balances, but it doesn't seem like there's any right now.
Yeah, but you have to look at the history of how presidential power is developed, especially after the beginning of the 20th century. Presidents started using military more and more for minor, it seems like at this point, foreign policy reasons. We've invaded Mexico like over 100 times. We've done all these things the president didn't have authority to do. I'm pro-war, not because I think we should bomb everybody, but the framers put in the Constitution provision for what you have to do to be able to declare war. You have to have both houses of Congress approve it, and the president can't just do it higgledy-piggledy. So all of that's wrong. Well, when people ordered troops in under Trump, when they did it under Biden, if they did any place, they did it under President Obama, they did under W, you keep going back. Those were all wrong. Those were a violation of the Constitution. This time, nobody's even questioning he has any kind of authority.
Can I break in here? We just got an alert from the chat, and apparently Iran's president Masoud Pezeshkian, whatever. He's offered to resign, and but Larry brought that up in the YouTube chat. For what it's worth, I guess we'll have to see what Israel says about that, whether or not they'll allow it.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like, what does the ending in Iran even look like?
Well, you should do some research and look up the Greater Israel Project, and that's what the end game looks like.
Look at the history of Iran. Look at the history
Well,
of
I
Iran.
feel like there's multi-layers there that, you know.
We overthrew democratically elected government in 1953 because they're going to nationalize the oil. We put the Shah in. He nationalized the oil and started OPEC. People were angry there because the democratically elected government had been overthrown, but also because the Shah was a dictator. They got angry, overthrew the government. We allowed the Shah into the United States for cancer treatments. They got really pissed about that. That's when they took the embassy. All
That's
those things were
79,
wrong.
1979,
That's
correct?
right. That's right. And so
We've been
they've
fighting a
been in
war for
power.
47 years. That's
Yeah, but
what
it's
I
like,
hear.
look, we
No, we
did that.
haven't.
We did regime change.
No,
did
we
regime
haven't.
change to them. Yes, we did in 1953.
No, I'm not.
He was answering me, Mark. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Huh?
Mark. I'm not
No, he
I'm
was.
not disagreeing with you at all.
Okay.
I'm disagreeing with Brad, and we haven't been fighting a war for 47 fucking years.
No, no.
The minute that Ronald Reagan came into office, they released the hostages the next day because he was going to smack the shit out of them.
No, it's because he negotiated in violation of. He committed treason.
So would that be a hatch? Would that be a Hatch Act violation?
I don't know about Hatch Act, but I know that it's a violation to comfort, aid, or abet an enemy, and that
but you said it was negotiated before he was inaugurated.
No, he had people go to Iran, their people, and say, "Look, hold off, and we'll give you a better deal once he's elected." That was the October surprise everybody talks about, and that was actually kind of a close election until then. And then Reagan went ahead and took it by a bunch of points, but. That's what happened. He committed treason to get the hostages were released, but we were negotiating with them.
Well, wait, can I ask a question just about the Kennedy Center removing Trump's name?
You mean
is the judge? Is this a rigged? Is this a rigged system? Because this is what Trump is claiming is that because our court system is rigged and no different than our political system is rigged. And that everybody knows it because they made him take.
Thanks, Luke.
They're making him take off the name, the Donald J. Trump.
They are.
Who's first on this one?
Go for it,
Drew. I want to see you.
I don't. I mean, honestly, everything that dude does is a shake my damn head moment. I mean, it's one colossal idiotic move after another. The $250 bill with Trump on it.
I didn't even bring it up. Yeah.
The renaming of the Kennedy Center. No, dumbass, it's the Kennedy Center. As a matter of fact, I mean, that was the last good president we really had, right, Mark?
No, we will have to do that again sometime too. We'll do that again sometime.
Am I wrong? Kennedy was the last. No. Kennedy was the last one that wasn't bought and paid for.
I'm not going to do that. Yeah. No. That's a lot more nuanced. Okay. Is that the best player in baseball history? He had a good glove, couldn't hit where the shit, and he had a great arm. I don't know. You have to look at the different strengths that individuals have.
Fair.
So wait, do you guys think though that this is like, should this have happened? I guess number one, should Donald Trump's name have gone up? Drew,
why? There's no good why?
No, thank you.
I mean, come on. No, his name shouldn't have gone up. No. I mean, no.
Oh, and so this is part of it too, that in this long tirade that Trump had, he's basically saying now that Congress can now pay to fix the Kennedy Center and that's correct. I mean, I don't know how this was going to come out of Trump's
Yeah,
pocket.
doesn't Congress control the money? Doesn't
And
Congress controls how we're supposed to spend it? I mean,
I
that's
mean,
what I
one would
thought.
assume.
They're supposed to. They're supposed to. You know, it's
What do you
just
guys think about Trump's claim that him putting his name on it was to show bipartisanship, like a Republican and a Democrat? You know,
Why do
think
you? I
Trump-
mean,
that's what he
why?
says. He's saying that he's mad at the judges because the judges are taking away this symbol of bipartisan cooperation that links and unites the country together with one Republican.
No,
No, it's just vanity, right? Like,
yeah, pure
okay.
vanity, pure vanity.
Oh, I freaking love this. All right, let's go
You
to
can't
the
say dementia. I mean, let's talk about dementia. What about the last 4 years between 20 and 24? I mean, you want to talk about dementia? We can talk about the auto pen. I mean, let's. I don't like Republicans, and I don't like Democrats.
okay.
What does that mean?
I don't like their policies. Their policies. Let me rephrase that because I like both of you guys. I like both of you guys. But
wait, and we're gonna talk about hating a concept, but not the people, in a little bit. Let's get Luke out here.
Yo, hell yeah, let's go, Luke.
All right, Luke.
Thanks,
Lomax.
bro. Thanks for waiting, man. Thanks
Yes.
for waiting. I know you've probably been screaming at the computer a couple times, right?
Well, no, I've just been screaming in the chat. You know, everything is like, let's just throw that in there real quick.
No. By the way, I use pint ball jars, mason jars for my drink of choice, which is swill beer. Cheap beer, it's good.
Got some Schlitz going on. So Luke,
nice to
why don't
see you,
you,
man.
can you introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about you?
So my name is Luke Lomax. I live in Hancock County. I am the treasurer of the county Libertarian Party out here. I'm also the District 6 representative to the Libertarian Party of Indiana for the Congressional 6th District, which includes Hancock County. So I've been doing that since 2022. Been involved directly in libertarian politics since 2021, but I was one of the converts from Gary Johnson. So, you know, in 2016, but Harry Brown's the first one that caught my attention. I was bummed that I couldn't vote for him because I wasn't 18 in the year 2000. So, I think I'm the youngest person that's on this board. Maybe me and Brad are probably right next to each other, I think. So,
yes.
I love the conversations though. And
Brad
really
just looks older than he is.
Yeah.
Because he's led a hard life.
We're talking about a different Brad, right?
Oh, sorry.
I was like, Jesus, dude. It has been hard, but I didn't know
I'm sorry, Brad. I just talk shit, man.
Luke, do you want to comment though, just about some of the stuff we've been talking about, like talking to you before the show, getting your feel about Trump made me laugh. So what do you think about his little vanity projects and his little tirades so far?
I mean, I really think that it's the same thing that I said in 2016 when Trump first took office. It was, I really wish he would just shut up sometimes and let things simmer. Going out and getting really braggadocious about stuff and, using your own social media platform to post, 18 paragraph tirades about how corrupt the Supreme Court is because they won't let you do what you want to do. I'm like, dude, you need to get over yourself a little bit, and I'm one of the many libertarians that was at the 2024 National Convention and was there to see Trump. But I wasn't there because of Trump. And I didn't even actually see him speak. I didn't even go in. So
do you think him speaking though at the National Convention, do you think it did convince a lot of libertarians to vote his way?
I think so.
Yes, I think absolutely it was an
The
effective.
promises were great. The
Yeah.
promises were great. The promises were great.
Yeah, he said a lot of things that we agreed with, but it was the fact that he was a sleazy politician. We knew that he was lying through his teeth.
But Trump is not a sleazy. He's a businessman. Like, he's not a politician. That's why.
That's almost worse. That's like saying he's a lawyer. Like, come on.
Hey, I have a question here. Sorry to interrupt.
No, absolutely.
First of all, yeah, Luke, you forgot to mention the #1 county in the state party.
Hancock County, the party affiliate of the year for the LPIN in 2025. Shout out Larry Silver.
Keep our trophy warm, man. Keep it warm. Keep it warm. And then, are you ready for Summer Bash?
Oh man, Summer Bash! I've got my cup right now. Yes, that's second weekend in July, so it's the weekend after 4th. Down.
What is it? What is it? Let's plug it.
What is Summer Bash?
So a friend of mine that I've known for probably 13 years now, mostly because of the Summer Bash, started a get together of friends in his front yard with like a boombox, one of them big ass boomboxes from Rent-A-Center, in his front yard, and it turned into having a trailer pull up and have people playing bands. And now we're at venues. We're on the 3rd venue now, and it's down in Southern Indiana at Black Swan Lake campground.
Oh, nice.
It's primitive camping for a 3-day weekend, but Saturday is all day unlimited drinks and unlimited burgers and hot dogs. And I go every year.
Man.
Yeah, and it's hard rock music. So it's a really fun crowd. They had Josie Scott headline a couple of years ago when we first started at that one from Saliva, and that was freaking wicked, dude. That was so much fun.
That's great. That's great.
But yeah, we just go down there and we have a good weekend away from everything and just kind of listen to good music and hang out with our friends.
And this is the weekend after the 4th, so like the 10th, 11th, and 12th ish.
Yes. Yeah, it's the 10th through the 13th is like that's the days I take off.
Where is this one? Where is this one now?
It's Black Swan Lake. It's down in Medora, Indiana. It's like down by Seymour.
Okay.
Okay.
Medora,
So
is that where the castle-like thing is up on the hill when you get off the exit.
I think you get off on the Salem exit if you're coming down like the I-65. I think you get off on the Salem exit.
The 74 thing. Go ahead.
74. 74.
That sounds like a way better concert than what's happening in DC, which we'll get to in a little bit. But, I wanted to see Drew make a face. So we're going to talk about our lovely Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Micah Beckwith.
who's first?
This is from the Indy Star. So let's see. It says Beckwith said people have been given permission to hate again. I know that sounds a little harsh at first, he said, but we've seen this movement to eradicate hate in our culture. That is the worst thing we could do. I hate Islam. It's a demonic death cult. Now, I love Muslims because they make great Christians when Jesus gets a hold of them. That's the most ridiculous thing.
Who's going first?
Nobody.
I got it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I got it.
Will. I mean, I have.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mark.
I have a little bit of a history with Beckwith.
How's that?
Well, I was running for U.S. House as a Republican in 2020, and he attacked me online and said, "I look forward to meeting you on the campaign trail. I'll bash you or something." I said, "Oh, that's a challenge to a debate. Let's do it." And then he wouldn't. He's doing this right now, fomenting hatred to kind of divert attention from the fact that he has alienated so many people. And it's like, why doesn't he just go out and do some more video stuff and media stuff?
He wouldn't debate you.
But he's going out on WOWO or he's on radio.
Whoa, yeah.
I know, but here's the thing. He's doing all this stuff and distracts people from the idea of or the fact that he's not doing very much of a job, but he's saying the things that a lot of people want to hear. Remember,
what is his job? What does the lieutenant governor do?
He's got several things that he does, one of which is scary. He chairs any convention called of state conventions to amend the Constitution.
Have there been any called?
A document about which he knows jack shit. So
have there been any called?
Huh?
Have there been any called?
No, they're really pushing for that, and that's
What?
a real big
For what?
scary thing.
What amendment are they pushing for
No,
the
what
Indiana
they want.
Constitution? Is
Okay,
it ballot
this is-
initiatives? Because we can talk
True.
about those.
True. Just saying.
They don't want that.
May I?
No,
May I?
they don't.
Please. If you call a convention, the only one that's ever been called was the one that was convened in 1787. That did not just amend the Articles of Confederation. Instead, they tossed it out and redrew an entire plan of government, which was the Constitution. They violated the resolution that authorized them to meet and do things. Beckwith says, well, no, you can just do one or two issues. Judge Bork, who was very conservative, and Warren Burger, who was Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, very conservative, both said, no, that's the only precedent was 1787. Once that hammer comes down, everything's off. So that means you would have money that they're pumping into Senate races in Texas, all these other congressional races right now, pale into what they would be pumping into a constitutional convention. And then you would have corporations saying, not only are we people, but you have to kiss our asses.
So you're talking about Citizens United, aren't you?
Oh, on steroids and going over the moon.
Yeah.
That's what they would do.
That's a big problem. That's a big problem.
I know. So when you've got Beckwith in there, he's talking about people hating. How? I mean, I had a person who was an imam from a mosque in Indianapolis come on. I was asking him questions about his religion.
I mean,
people need to talk to each other. Then they don't hate. Fomenting hate like that is not the basis for government. I'm sorry.
No, it's absolutely not. It's absolutely not. But what I'm saying is that dude has no power. Beckwith does not. He does photo ops. If there were something, if there were a tie in the state Senate,
or
Brad, come on, Brad.
Hey, Drew, if there's a banana peel in the state house and Braun slips and falls, you'll find that heartbeat away from the governor's office.
That was one of the first things that Braun
Braun's
did when
really
he took
never
office.
there. Doesn't he just use his helicopter?
So who the hell's doing anything?
Right.
Like,
well,
we
one of the
just said
first
it's
things
like-
that Braun actually did when he got into office was nerf the lieutenant governor position, and he took him off of a bunch of the boards. Like, because he didn't like Micah as his lieutenant governor. Now Micah's just co-signing everything, and then putting the religious twist on it. And I take exception to what he says here. Like, as an evangelical Christian, I can tell you, pastor or not, he may have been coming from the right place in his own mind, but that is not the right messaging, and that is the wrong way to say whatever he was trying to say. And,
but do you think he said it the way he wanted to?
No, I think he said it the way that he wanted to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't think
that's what I mean.
I don't think that should be misconstrued, and the fact that he's doubling down on all of this stuff is evidence that and the Republican Party did this kind of too, and there were a lot of libertarian crossovers that that voted based on promises, and unfortunately, you can't trust any of them.
Well, do you think Mike has done because Micah's big campaign speech, I think, was that he was going to be a check on Governor Braun or on, Republican policies or, just
the Republican establishment.
He's not.
He was going to be a check on
He has become exactly what he was criticizing during his campaign. He was calling out the bought and paid for Republican hierarchy that is only concerned about funneling money towards their friend's company, their big donors who give them money. They get the no bid contracts. It's all fuck. I hate to quote John Schmitz, but it's a club and we're not in it.
I love quoting John. Yeah. John Schmitz, we're going to catch that foul ball.
And Tommy,
dude, John Schmitz did not catch. Okay, Brad. John Schmitz did not catch a foul ball. That ball hit the concrete and it rolled right to John.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And I mean,
Drew,
he had to
you're a
outrun a
middle-aged
kid.
male, maybe a little older than that. That is catching a foul ball.
No, it's not.
Don't even say it's not.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
it was
It's
hilarious.
getting a
He,
foul
like,
ball.
taunted a
Is
kid.
it
He
is
got
it
the ball,
fielding
like,
a
went
foul
back.
ball?
No, dude.
Fielding a foul ball.
No, I caught one. Well, while we're at it, the day Ronald Reagan died, I caught a foul ball at Great American Ballpark where the Cincinnati Reds played. My ex-wife was pregnant with my youngest daughter, and to get to that foul ball, I ran her ass over. And then my son, who was about 2 at the time, to get to that foul ball, I ran his ass over too. And
Which,
my
by the
dad,
way, everybody too, it's funny. So at the baseball game, I met
yeah.
Drew's daughter, and I asked her the question that I asked a couple weeks ago about if there was a foul ball hit his way, would Drew be able to jump out of a reclined theater seat to go get a foul ball? And Drew was like adamant, just yeah. Oh, I would hop up, I would do this move and just hop out of the seat. And yeah, his daughter was like, yeah. Oh, he would go very quickly for it. It just made me laugh my ass off on that. Let me ask you guys this then. We're what, like a little over a year and a half or so into Micah's first term as lieutenant governor. And has he been, a good representation of Indiana? Or, every time that he's in the news, are we proud? Or
Okay, can I start? I'll take
Yes.
this one. Has he been a good representation of Indiana? Well, he does all the photo ops, and he goes to all the little Indiana things like the Tenderloin place, and I think he went to that fudge place in Uranus. And no, he does the photo ops, and as far as that goes, he's a good representation of Indiana. But when he opens his mouth and starts tweeting, Facebooking about giving people permission to fucking hate, that's when I draw the line. I mean, that's really not cool. I
well,
don't
because Drew, you
appreciate
called
it.
me out last week because I was like, I'm like, oh, he's on Fox News, just being, and
Yeah.
you even called me out there. You're like, was he doing anything wrong, or
No.
like what specifically
No.
was he saying then? And so,
No, but his photo ops are exactly what the lieutenant governor should be doing, and he's good at it. He's a photogenic guy, and the photo ops, great, do it. Go back to obscurity, shut your damn mouth, and just do your job, which is actually just photo ops. I mean, what Luke was saying is they neutered him on day one.
yeah,
So
no,
I
they
mean,
did take away a lot of his positions. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, honestly, is he a good representation? If you look at him on paper, if you look at his photo ops, yes, absolutely. But if you listen to him, hell no. But visually, yeah, he's a good representation of Indiana.
I'd say he's a good representation politically for about 30% of the state of Indiana, which is
Okay.
terribly unfortunate and kind of terrifying. If
The
I'm being honest.
evangelical Christians, you mean?
It's not just them. It's the one step away from Westboro Baptist Christians that are out there.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
those are-
absolutely.
Luke, you're like my
It-
favorite on this show now, man.
and
Yeah.
you know,
Dude,
and I'm
Luke, you're
just
awesome. I'm getting
like-
a beer, guys. I'll be right back.
there's like I said, like I am consider myself a member of the evangelical Christian community, and there are things that Micah said during his campaign that I was like, that's technically biblical, but that's not gonna win you votes. But there are 30% of people that take that hard line and absolutely just say, yep, he's speaking truth. And that's, I'm a lot more pragmatic than that. I was telling you guys this morning, like my whole thing is I meet people where they are, regardless of whether we're talking about libertarianism, whether we're talking about religion, whether we're
Amen
talking
to that.
whatever it is. I meet
Amen
people
to
where
that.
they are. I try to see it from their point of view first so that I can get into, the meat and potatoes of why do you believe that? And let's
Luke.
figure out.
Did we've got a comment in the chat. Did you share a Bible story today?
So yeah, actually my my pastor at Real Life in New Pal. Shout out to Real Life Church in New Pal. We were talking about the story of Jonah today. So, you know, it's everybody remembers Jonah got ate by a fish for 3 days, right? Like that was the story. But what it was about the reason why he got ate by a fish. And it was because he was trying to escape God's will in his life. God told him to do something, and Jonah was a prophet at the time, so people respected him. And God told him to go somewhere that he didn't want to go to. You know, to talk to at the time it was the Assyrians. So he wanted him to go there and talk to the Assyrians, and Jonah didn't think those people were savable. So he went the complete opposite direction over by Gibraltar, all the way across the Mediterranean Sea, and got caught in a storm and ate by a fish. I know. Yeah. Well, you know,
Whales are mammals. Science for the win. No, I'm kidding. Like,
the translation is fish. It's seagull.
No, exactly. Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you, and I understood. I'm sorry. It's
Well,
shout
can
out
I
to
ask you-
Zombie Dust.
and Luke, let me ask you a question though, because we got a comment earlier from Tommy Ice. You know,
No, they don't.
he makes a lot of comments on the show. Like, I love that he's
Shout out,
involved in stuff.
Tommy.
But
Peace.
he says Muslims think Americans are infidels that must be eliminated. And
Can we
I
talk
feel like
about
this is right
another?
in line.
Can we talk about another country that thinks that we exist to serve them? Can we talk about that?
I don't think we can.
Well, let's stick with Islam first, because this is the one that.
Then that'll be
Micah
next.
is saying that- yeah, this is the one that Micah says is a demonic death cult. So, like you just brought up the Jonah thing. Like, is this like similar to that, where Micah doesn't think that these people can be saved, but it also says, you know, the only good ones are the ones that, you know, Jesus can get, which just terrifies the hell out of me.
Well,
I'll follow Luke on this. Go ahead.
so again, I'll say, in my estimation, Jesus made me a better person. My relationship with Jesus has made me a better person. That doesn't mean that I'm a perfect person. It doesn't mean I don't slip up. And people that lose sight of the fact that we're all people and we all slip up are the ones that really get this self-righteous feeling like they have to go out and evangelize even more now because they have to earn back whatever they've lost because of these secrets that are in their lives or whatever, you know. And for me, it always seemed I can spot disingenuous from a mile away, and every bit of extremism on either side, it does not matter where you're at, every bit of extremism kind of just makes me want to shy away from it, because I'm not extreme on anything. Like I said, I'm the guy that meets people where they are. So, and I try to live my life that way because I feel like that was the way that Jesus lived his life. So, you know, this is not an example of that. That's not a good example of Christianity, even though it may be biblically accurate, because yes, they are not the religion of the one true God. So, you know, okay, they're a demonic death cult, but you don't come out and say that, and you don't put it in those words, and you don't put that kind of that hate behind it. And then to promote hate on top of it is like giving permission to people to hate again. Like, no, you love everyone. You love everyone. You can hate a concept, but you don't express that hate at people. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, and weren't we just talking about the violent rhetoric, you know, of the left? Apparently, like the left is the violent. We have the violent rhetoric, but how is this not even work? Like, we're not saying it's okay to hate, you know, everyone.
Apparently, Micah is,
but it's more about exclusion than it is, you know, that I don't know. It just.
Are you saying that Micah is not promoting hate?
No, he is. But how is that in line with, you know, Christian thinking? I don't.
It's not.
That's my point.
Not.
Like.
It's
what
not.
happens now when a group of Christians try to go to a Muslim event, like, and they end up somewhere and they're trying to have conversations with people, but they're completely shunned or they're turned away at the door.
John Schmitz is going to be. I don't know if he's in the chat, but John Schmitz has a new a program called Church Pew Review, where John is good. Yes. Shout out to John. He's going to different denominations of churches and reviewing them and reviewing their service, because the world needs more John Schmitzes. Honestly, John's a good dude, man. John is a real good dude. But I just wanted to give a shout out to and actually, yes, Tommy, I believe it is a political ideology, absolutely. But they do have a right to exist, man. I mean, let me break this out. I know this might not interest everybody, but is Micah Beckwith an ordained minister?
No, that's a different question. And without documentation on here, I don't want to make a statement about that. There's some question if he's been ordained and licensed, and that's not something I'm willing to go into. I don't like him.
I'm not sure either. I think he is.
Don't go there.
He's an associate pastor.
Yes,
or at
yes.
least he was
necessarily ordained or licensed.
Right.
Now, okay. Can I talk for just 1 minute to address whatever and without being interrupted? Okay. Mm-hmm. We're getting off on the wrong foot here. The United States was not founded as a Christian country. There is no God. That's my belief and the belief of a lot of people in this country. There is no Jesus Christ. Wait a minute.
But this country was founded on Christian principles, man. It really was.
To establish that Jesus Christ walked on the earth. Now, if you want to give evidence for people and give all these lessons about a book that's been used for wars and then label another religion as being some kind of death cult, look at what Christians do with communion. You drink blood, you eat a body. That's not a good start from having something that's productive. Now, we shouldn't be looking at, well, is this a Christian way to approach these political questions? No! This is not a theocracy. This is a country that's founded on people not believing that you oppose religions. And that's an important thing that people have lost in all of this. And that's why when Beck was wanting to say this was established that way, and his buddy David Barton is going, that's why we can have a constitutional convention, because this is a bunch of Christians. That's a bunch of crap. Sorry, there.
Fantastic. That was good. Yeah. All right. No, okay.
Wow, Brad, why did you
he's
have
not
to
even from he's not even from Chicago either, Larry.
I totally wanted him to get through that one. That was great. All right. Yes. All right. Do we have any other comments about Micah and being American? Drew, you actually had a question that I think you asked Mark before we started too. And you had asked it, like if it's okay to hate Muslims.
Yeah. So let me preface this by saying I don't hate anybody. I don't want to hate anybody. I have no room in my heart for hate. I honestly want us all to get along. But when Micah said that it's okay to hate somebody who has a different religious belief, that really opened Pandora's box, because because that wouldn't that be the same as saying that somebody hates Christianity but they love Christians? To somebody who doesn't follow, to somebody who is completely anti-organized religion, isn't that saying that? I mean, and let me say again, I don't want to hate anybody. This is a hard subject to talk about because nobody really.
Well, and also, how would that be received by Christians or like Christianity too? Like, you know, Drew, like in that scenario, if you did come out and say that, you know, I hate Christianity, but Christians are okay, how would the public react to you saying that? I guess, like, do you think that there would be upset people, or people are like, yeah, Drew makes sense?
Well, I'm not okay. I feel the need to preface this anytime I talk about it, because I don't fucking hate anybody. I don't hate anybody at all. Not even fucking Cubs or White Sox fans. But I mean, I just don't think that was a good representation of any kind of religion to say it's okay to hate somebody from another religion, because who's to say that religion is correct? Nobody. It's all based on faith, and it's what you believe. And
and God can be non-binary, right?
What?
I'm just bringing this up because because of the guy from Texas.
The
He's getting a lot of
Talisko
shit.
or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Tallarico.
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 He apparently at one point said that God was
Yes.
non-binary. He's
Yeah.
not male or female.
Yeah, but if you're going to talk about Christianity, though, that way, Drew, well, you don't say just all Christianity, because there were some wars fought between various parts of Christian religion
In
because of
Ireland,
different
right?
variations of it. Protestants, Catholics, and then
Catholics
within
and
those
Protestants.
groups. Islam is the same way. Have you ever read the Quran?
No.
Well, then I'd be real careful about saying, well, this is what the Muslims believe. It's like, that's not exactly accurate, maybe. And reading other people's comments, yeah, they do hate Christians. Well, that's.
I mean, there's
1 billion people on the planet.
There's examples of their, examples like written examples of laws in Islam that are circulating, and yeah, I mean they're supposed to kill infidels. That's not cool.
Okay.
Well, so what
That's
Schmitz happens in the chat is saying, to be clear, Micah said he hated the religion itself, not the people in the religion. And he was saying he loves the people in the religion, just not the religion itself, which again, you have to word it differently than that. You hate you hate religion in general because
unforced
of the rules
error.
and the things
He didn't need to make that.
Exactly.
He
100% unforced error.
He made it was unnecessary.
Yep.
Completely
I think he was
unnecessary.
doing exactly what he was. I think he was doing exactly what
he
thought he was doing.
We really have to look at the end game for Micah though, because after I do think that they're probably one term. I think that Braun and Beckwith won't go another term. I think they'll be voted out. I think that, but if they are, I mean,
what, a Republican or like a Democrat or a Libertarian? Like, how would the
I
state?
don't know. I don't know.
It'll be another Republican.
Yeah,
Braun's going to run for president.
Thank you, Luke. I've been calling that because
Braun's going to run for president. If you don't already see that happening, then you're kind of blind. Like he's Yep.
All right,
he's going to run for president.
You're awesome, dude. This is pretty great. All right, let's go on to something though that we can all maybe agree on. So Todd Rokita.
Can we talk about something quick before there? Can we talk about something real quick?
Oh yeah.
So we don't not talk about it. Luke, you and I spoke on the phone earlier about the rubber chicken caucus.
Yes.
And for any of us who watched the National Libertarian Caucus or the National Libertarian Convention that went on this weekend, there was one person that was just constantly trying to interrupt, and I think we both agreed that wasn't cool, because even if you disagree with somebody, you should at least give them the respect to hear to say what they have to say, because that's a First Amendment issue. I don't think there's anyone that disagrees about that. Right. But can you go into the origins of the rubber chicken? Because I think it's awesome. I mean, it's right. The original purpose,
the original. Yes. So first of all, I will say, never interrupt an idiot when he's proving that he's an idiot. So let him talk, because the crowd will decide that they're an idiot, right? Anyway, the Rubber Chicken Caucus originally, it's not even a real caucus in the party. It's a Facebook group that we got together, some delegates from the 2024 National Convention, because Robert F. Kennedy, RFK, his campaign, he was trying to become the candidate for the Libertarian Party in the presidential race. He wanted our ballot access, basically, because we have 35 or 36 states, I think, that we just have solid ballot access for presidential elections.
Indiana being one of them.
Right, Indiana being one of them. So, he wanted that advantage right out the gate because it meant a lot less money. So he gave us all these chickens because he didn't get enough tokens to get on stage for the debate for the presidential nomination, because we all saw right through and we knew what he was doing. And
Oh, okay.
these chickens said "Debate Bobby" on the belly, and they were meant for RFK's supporters to go into the room with Dave Smith or not Dave Smith, Josh Smith, and Mike Rechtenwald and Chase Oliver and Honk during their speeches to interrupt them. So what we did was we took a bunch of these chickens off of their table and we all collected them and we used them to cheer for our candidates and for the things that we thought were good. So we were using them as a positive when they were meant to be used as a negative. And now, the 2 years later, we've got one person that I don't believe was in the original group. I'm not really sure. I don't remember seeing her before, but I recognize her now because she's been on Twitter a bunch. But yeah, one person just honking the entire time while somebody was trying to talk, regardless of who that was trying to talk. I mean, I don't agree with Jeremy Kauffman or with what a lot of the messaging out of the Libertarian Party in New Hampshire has been, but he got the right to get on stage. He got enough signatures to get nominated. We owed him that 2 minutes and we took it away from him unjustly. And he was right to be frustrated. And things escalated way further than they should have, but he was right to be frustrated. So,
absolutely, 100%. I think that it's important to convalesce around Evan, man. I mean, honestly, this is huge for Indiana, and I mean, I'll be the first. Evan McMahon, the new national chair of the Libertarian Party,
and still the current state chair of the LPIN.
What?
Yeah, still currently the state chair.
I thought James was now the
well,
state
James
chair.
is still the vice chair, but no, Evan. There's nothing in the bylaws that says that you can't be both. So for the time being, until we get everybody up to speed and figure out what direction we're going to go as an SEC, Evan's gonna stay in and keep running meetings and stuff. So
now, Luke, would you think that Mark or myself?
What's up, Farouk?
Could we become
Farouk in the
libertarian, or do we have what it takes? Do you think to be a libertarian?
The big thing with libertarianism, the foundation of all libertarian principles, is the non-aggression principle. So you as a member of the Libertarian Party, you have to basically pledge. You have to sign a pledge that says you will not initiate force against someone else. In order to
100%.
promote an idea, an ideology, whatever. You will not initiate force against someone else. You will not initiate coercion. You will not defraud people. It's non-aggression principle. Don't hurt people. Don't take their stuff. And don't defraud them.
That's like one step away from being a vegan, though, it sounds like. No, and I'm kidding. No, but you know what I mean? Like, that makes
I wish we had their numbers.
But it makes total sense to me. Like,
hey, Larry's in the chat. Larry is in the chat. Larry, do you think that Brad should take a serious look about becoming a libertarian? Because I mean, Brad, I know you. We've talked. We've played golf, and I think that you're in Madison County, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
You that I really think that you should attend one of the libertarian meetings up there, because I haven't heard anything that you've said that goes completely against libertarian principles. I mean, there's a reason why people come from the right and to the left for libertarianism.
Mind, though, Drew, like,
why would it blow your mind? Because honestly,
it's a big tent. It's a big tent. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With libertarians, you want people to have the most possible freedom, and you want the government to take the least amount of their money. If I don't own my house because the government charges me a bill every single year and they can take it away if I don't pay that bill, I don't own anything. I don't own my property, right? The government can take it away from me. Exactly. Property taxes are unconstitutional. They are written into the Indiana state constitution as a funding mechanism, but it's misused. You know, they're talking about a toll road that's going to cost you $15 to drive across the state of Indiana on I-70 that's been free since it was built. And that's to pay for
potholes, though.
That's to make I-70 wider. And they're gonna try to raise more funds to do the job that they've already taxed us 8 different ways to fund. And the only valid tax is a usage tax. Sales tax should be the only tax that's implemented anywhere, period.
Absolutely.
Sales
Absolutely.
tax is it. You get a usage tax. Maybe it's a higher tax for healthcare, based on the healthcare opportunities in your area.
We talked about healthcare today.
Yeah, it's healthcare is not a human right. Anything that requires the labor of someone else is not your right. Period.
It's a privilege.
Because then you are forcing them to work for free, or you're forcing somebody else to pay for it. I
100%, man.
I believe there are a lot of people like Larry that joined because of COVID and the response to COVID, because we all saw what was going on, but we trusted the people that were in power, and then they pulled the rug out from underneath of us. 10 days became 18 months.
But that's it. I don't think anybody knew what the hell they were doing. I mean, and again, I blame Trump's leadership during COVID for him losing in 2020. I think that so many people were fed up over that whole year of being, in their house for an extended period of time, and days became months, became the wave. It'll eventually disappear. Nobody had a cohesive plan for it. And again, I still have masks just because I wear them to piss people off now. It's so much fun. But yeah, I don't think anybody had an idea of what to do on anything. So I feel like Democrats and Republicans, anybody in leadership at that point, just kind of dropped so many balls.
Right.
Actually, going into that, the Obama administration, when they left office, there had been in place for years a pandemic department of health that had been set up for that. And yes, they did foresee things like this happening. There are variations in the contagions that happen, but they happen. And so,
but they had a playbook for an event like that.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
So this is not something that should have gotten to the point where it did. And it's ludicrous that we sit here and say, well, it's too bad. Let's go against all the science we've had for generations, especially about vaccines.
But it's the people that are delivering the science that we don't trust. If I could do the science myself and produce the same results, I'd believe it. If somebody that I knew was doing that science, but the people that are announcing those results to me, the Dr. Fauci's of the world,
they have a financial interest.
The Dr. Boxes of the world.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're directly involved in it, and they're making money from it, and they're gaining notoriety from it, and they're full of crap. They're hiding stuff.
That's a legitimate criticism of it, but that's why they have peer-reviewed studies. Those are the checks on the peer-reviewed studies. That's why you have people looking at, is this the proper methodology to follow to review a study of this discipline? They go through all those steps. And when they get to the end, they're saying how many people are in this study. The greater the number, the more validity there is as a general matter. So all of those things were pulled. It was chopped.
The problem, another thing too, so Tommy I said Trump mandated nothing and let the states dictate. Well, that's part of the problem, because you didn't have a national plan.
He let the states. Can I address this one? This one? He let the states dictate, but he also offered incentive if they went along with what he wanted.
So we go back to this. We go back to this same thing. He gave the states the permission. He shut everything down for 10 days, and he gave the states permission at that point to shut everything down indefinitely. So Trump may not have mandated the lockdowns, but Trump started 10 days to slow the spread. That was all he was talking about for that entire 10 days, and 10 days became 14 days. 14 days became 28 days. 28 days became, 382 days that we were locked down as a country?
I love going back and watching those COVID press conferences, because they were just ridiculous overall, especially the Q&A parts at the end. But the best was that Trump always cared about the ratings that he got off of those. It wasn't about, that
was bad. That was real bad.
He was like, did you see those ratings? Those are like Monday Night Football ratings. It's like, who gives a shit?
It's the best ratings, the greatest ratings. We've got
It's huge. The ratings were
They're
huge.
huge. They're
The
huge.
sad part is, and I'm talking from a personal standpoint, every time I saw anything about those vaccines, they said, if you experience an erection more than 4 hours, you need to get help. I took 88, 89 of those goddamn shots. I did not get a 4-hour erection. That was the first round of shots. I went through several of those. I'm sorry.
I think that's
maybe
called
why Mike did.
prietism. That's called prietism.
I think
Prietism.
maybe that's why Mark is so upset now, is because ever since then he can't get it up at all.
Yeah,
That's not the
probably.
case. I'm just saying, a 4-hour erection, I haven't had since I was 14 years old.
No, he's been ripped since 2021. You know, just a 4-year-long erection. All right, let's. My computer is actually going to die pretty soon, apparently. So, let's. Can we finish up and wrap up on the marijuana? Unless.
Oh yeah.
Unless Luke, do you want to like?
Okay, since we're talking about marijuana.
Oh, nice, Willie Nelson.
Oh yeah. And then here's another one.
Albert.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the Steiner.
Okay, well,
I'll be back in a moment.
Those are my. I literally have 30 or so Funko Pops. Let's talk about it. Play something.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
With good old Todd, it says in December he joined a lawsuit, and I think it was actually filed this past week to oppose Trump reclassifying marijuana from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3. We're like one of 8 states that does this, and like I think Indiana is one of only 10 states now that has no medical or recreational marijuana. And so what brought this on, I guess?
A $25,000 donation from Miriam Adelson. Let's talk about coincidence.
I think it has a lot more to do with Eli Lilly and Company, personally.
That too, but the timing of that donate $25,000 on a non-election year. And
but how does this go against? This goes against what Braun wants. Braun earlier this year was even talking about.
No. You don't know that. You don't know that it goes against what Braun wants. There is nothing that Braun says that is decisive. Right. If you listen to Braun, he will say
he's Aaron Burr.
Words,
Burr, man.
It's
he's
word
wait
salad.
For it.
It's word salad that he will. You ask him a question, he'll give you a 5-minute answer that will leave you wondering what his answer to the question was. It's open for interpretation, and that's what he does. Braun has no interest in looking at it. The research is there. All you have to do is look it up. It's, if it affects not only Eli Lilly, but it affects the liquor lobby, which is like one of the most powerful lobbies in the state. The Republican Party, they have an interest in liquor stores.
What, are they going to ban Sunday sales again? Or?
No, hell no. It's good for liquor stores.
Here's the thing with Lilly. Who's the LEAP project for? Who's the funding and who's the driving force behind the LEAP project? It's Eli Lilly and Mike Braun and Mike Braun. The IEDC is everybody in Mike Braun's back pocket, to the point where there's appointed members of the IEDC that are still trying to put data centers that are 750 acres out here in rural Hancock County and in Henry County. Like,
that's horrible.
These guys are relentless, and they're getting basically a blank check from the state government because of Governor Braun and because of Eli Lilly. They're like, yeah, let's spread this out. Who cares if we don't have the water for it? Let's pump it in from the Tippecanoe River in Lafayette, because that's a great idea.
Didn't that already get shot down?
Don't forget, big opponents of marijuana being legal in Indiana are people in the marijuana lobbies of Ohio, Michigan, Illinois, and Kentucky.
That's good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I might not think of,
particularly Michigan.
Oh, they have such
Um,
great prices.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
their
Brad.
prices are solid. Yeah.
Brad, I have something that I kind of want to close on
Oh yeah.
that I think everybody in this forum would really get a kick out of, and that's the Cassie's video that I sent you,
Yeah. Send
where
that one.
where Cassie rolls up and addresses the police officer who is I believe checking fishing licenses.
It's the squirrel police, Drew, is the correct terminology for the DNR officers, and it would be the squirrel police.
Yeah, doesn't Ron Swanson work with them?
At the
Maybe.
end of the show, yes, he ends up being
Yeah,
the superintendent of a
or
park. Yeah.
Leslie Nope. Leslie Nope is their boss, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How many got that? How many people
Well,
got
and that's
that?
the funny part
Anyway.
too, is that like Leslie Nope works for Ron, but like she does all the work, and Ron
Does
is just
Ron
like,
work for Leslie Nope? Or
No,
does Leslie Nope
Leslie
work
Nope
for Ron?
works for Ron,
yeah,
but
And that's
she
like
does
the best
everything
part.
because Ron doesn't want to do
Ron-
anything.
yeah. If he had his way, he would freaking
Yeah,
do
he
nothing.
just says no to everything and then locks his office door so he can't have meetings. That's
But
I love
but
that.
anyway,
Yeah.
beautiful.
but anyway, what I'm saying is I would really, really like for that video of Cassie to be played because I want to talk about it because
No, I got
the
it.
video's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, it's Mark. You need to watch this.
Right. He's
I mean,
got
I
it.
was
Busy
talking
burn,
to
I'll watch
Cassie.
it again.
All right,
Okay.
you guys ready?
Good?
Yes.
You good? I just want to make sure, since you're black people, that the cops aren't stopping for some dumb shit. Are you good? Officer, are you good? We're good? Just they're brown people. I want to make sure with all the white drunk people that you're not just picking on the brown people. Is that we're cool? I just want to make you good. You good?
So yeah, who wants to start on that one?
Let's go with Mark. Mark, go ahead.
Cassie is a very good friend of mine. When
Mine
she
too.
does things in performative art like that, that's also confronting somebody. She knows her rights very well. You want to be
Yes.
very careful when you go into a situation confronting someone who's law enforcement. She's got a lot of courage, but you want to be careful about that. But also, she has the right to free expression too.
100%. I'll go next. Cassie, you're awesome. You are awesome. Keep doing everything you're doing. I mean, I have tons of respect for what you're doing because I know that you truly believe what you're doing, and you're pure, man. Keep doing it. And I'll keep talking about it. I'll keep talking about it.
Micah believes what he's doing too. Just saying that.
Yeah, we'll talk
the
about
belief in
Micah too.
oneself to do what you think is right doesn't always
Doesn't
mean
make
that
you right.
you are right. And I think Luke, like you might have brought this up earlier, but like yeah, like she sounds a little slurred, and I don't know. She's kayaking, right? There was. Did you even know if there was anything happening, or were you just being a
right.
you
That's-
know?
My question about that video is what was his reaction to it? Because I know what my reaction would be if I was fishing on a bank and somebody yelled that to a cop. You know, like I get what you're trying to do, but it depends on if there was an interaction between her and the man fishing on the bank before that video was taken, or if there was no interaction and she just like paddled herself up there and interjected herself into that situation without invite. Like, then I might take a little bit more exception to it, because if you're not invited in, like, mind your own business and shut up. I don't want this cop to pay any more attention than he absolutely has to.
No, exactly. If you're gonna ratchet up the cop, like, yeah, I wouldn't want that either. It's just,
Don't rile him up, man. Don't rile him up. He's a squirrel cop. He's never seen action.
I think that they were checking fishing licenses, and they probably walked right past some white people that were fishing, that they might have checked their fishing licenses earlier. We really don't have any backstory to this.
No.
Or for when she was in the situation. But I just want to say, Cassie, I love you. You are awesome. please keep doing what you're doing, and I will keep supporting what you're doing. You are awesome. You're 100%, and you're pure. You believe in what you're doing, and I believe in what you're doing.
Just like Mike.
Absolutely. What?
Well, no, that first part, like, she believes in what she's doing.
Micah, keep doing what you're doing. Of course. I mean, dude, he knows what he's doing. He knows it. He knows he's saying things that are inflammatory. And there's one. I've actually been kind of lenient, and I haven't mentioned a certain generation of people. But Micah really gets the fucking boomers ginned up.
Mm-hmm.
He does. He does.
Absolutely does.
Mark, that wasn't a shot. That wasn't a shot. But no, I mean, I know a lot of people that I'm friends with that. Hey, what's up, Thomas? I know a lot of people that I'm friends with that they get ginned up about Micah's stuff, and they're my friends. They're my friends, and I think the world of them. I mean,
That's my parents.
Yeah.
That's my parents.
No, I think the most important thing is that we all need to realize that not everybody has the same political views, and that we can get along, and we can have discourse with one another and have disagreements, and still at the end of the day talk to one another like we're friends.
That's right. We can have civil discourse.
Yes,
right, Mark?
Yes, absolutely.
No, look. I agree, but there are some people that, at the end of the day, you can't communicate with. And I was talking to a person, northern part of the state, a couple of years ago, and I started talking about hospitalization, and she said, "Stop right there if you're going to say socialized medicine. I'm not going to listen to it." I said, "Well, that's kind of silly. We're 37th in the world in healthcare. Only 2 countries don't have socialized medicine." No, I don't say so. Couldn't say anything. That's where she's not allowing me to try and say things. That prevents communication. If she's not going to discuss something that's important to me, I didn't know her that well, then I'm not going to bother with that.
No, exactly. So I'm gonna.
Mark, you brought up an interesting point, and I'm sorry to speak over everybody, but Luke, you and I were having this conversation earlier. Healthcare is a perfect example of where, I mean, you call it quasi-socialism, but I want to be able to take money out of my paycheck pre-tax and put it into a fund where I can use that money for any kind of medical expense, and then maybe pay a fee of $25 that goes into the general fund for people that have like over $15,000 or something, because most of the people get in trouble for stuff that's under $15,000 because they're trying to pay for it and they can't. So,
but what if it's a result of their health choices?
That's actually a good question. I mean, you're talking about nicotine. You're probably talking about alcohol,
and food, and
food and everything.
Whitney was showing the Kool-Aid drinks with the fruit that people are selling on EBT, like from like downtown Indy now. It's so. Yeah, like do diabetes count? Does diabetes because of
yes, everything does. Because once you're vested in your own healthcare, you're going to be serious about it. Give an example. Last week or 2 weeks ago, there was a billionaire being interviewed on the news, and I think it was like the Secretary of Commerce or something. He said, "Well, if these women on welfare just could get a management of money system in, they'd be okay. If you want to talk to somebody who knows dimes, nickels, don't do pennies anymore, but they're the people that are out there working all the time, single mother of 4, that's a person who can figure out that budget. What she has a problem with is other countries. This country's in competition for business with in the marketplace. Other countries, they have daycare for their people. Maternity leave is like 6 weeks. We're the only country that really pushes our people as many hours a week as we do, and the people are actually working. People who are lazy and on their butts are the billionaires. I've been around those fucking people. I'm sorry, I said that.
Mark, we need a ballroom though. We need a ballroom in the reflection pool.
The reflection pool, absolutely, and the Kennedy
the
Center.
doctors that are offering their care, they benefited the system by getting their medical degrees. We give them education, and they shouldn't have debt for that. Nobody should.
No, exactly.
So here's the thing, though, Mark, is if you are going to essentially, by use of the government, come to my door with a gun and say, "Give me this money, or else I will take everything away from you that you have," then how is that fair? How is that like? I like Drew's idea, because Drew's idea is you can willingly take that $300 a month that I've been paying for insurance, for health insurance for myself, when I'm not using it for the last 25 years since I've been working. That $300 a month, if I had that in a fund right now, it's just like Social Security. If I had all that money in the freaking 401k I've got right now, it would be 10% per year for the last 20 years.
No, probably not. You can't guarantee that hedge funds that do investments for some of those groups, or the banks that do investments, would lose their asses on it because they wouldn't have controls on it, because we're lifting all those requirements.
Mark, you don't understand. This is what Trump was talking about with playing the system and making sure you know how to play the system. The system is literally built to always get more, always get bigger, always make more money. So it will always go up in the long run. Always. As long as the current system that we've got is in place and we can print money whenever the hell we want to, guess what? They're going to pump more money into the system as often as they can, and your stock portfolio is going to go up. Now, at some point, all of those checks are going to get called. And I think, now this is getting onto a tangent here, and I don't know if you guys want to start this conversation, but I think that the solution to that problem, being that we owe most of the money to China and South Korea and Japan and the UK and Luxembourg, those also happen to be some of the top customers of Iranian oil, which now has been shut off, and we have Venezuelan oil reserves that require a similar refining process. So, tell me that the whole thing isn't connected without telling me that the whole thing's connected, right? Like, all of this is absolutely just, it's all a puppet show, man. Everything that they're putting in front of us is a puppet show.
No,
the actual decisions have already been made.
Okay.
We're gonna wrap up with
Hey, Luke. Luke.
One question. How many Danish people or people from the Scandinavian countries do you hear of trying to immigrate here? And how many people do you know? I know several who are immigrating there. I mean, that's kind of an imbalance.
Do the beautiful Scandinavian women want to immigrate here? Is that what you're saying to me?
I'm gonna say, Mark, if they're your age and they're immigrating there so they can get health care, cool. Get them off our books. That's gonna cost me less money in the long run.
No, you're gonna be paying in the end because other people paid it up front. That's
my God, I never thought about that, Luke.
At the end of life.
Just sending away the sick people to different countries.
Send them to Canada. They got free health care there. Send them to Canada.
One more question for Luke. We've been trying to, me and Whitmer, who you're going to meet soon. Seriously, our next county meeting, please come to it. You and Farouk need to come to our county meeting. We will come to the Hancock County meetings. But Whitmer and I have been discussing that Brad doesn't realize that he is a libertarian. Brad, I mean...
Wait, are we talking about me, Brad, or the guy who's like aged way
quicker
Brad,
than... You, Brad.
I don't know anybody except a libertarian that gets quite that autistic about $1.776 billion, but that definitely makes you lean towards libertarianism. Yeah. I'm just going to let you know.
That's exactly. But there's, do you know people that are in the Madison County Libertarian Party up there?
So they do not. The Madison County does not have an affiliated party right now. I do know a couple of people in Madison County that I can put Brad in touch with. And I actually, Lori Shillings, I got her sign back here behind me. She's running for Secretary
Lori for Liberty. Lori for Liberty.
So Lori Shillings is in Hamilton County, but she's the District 4 rep for District 5 rep for the LPIN. So she covers Hamilton County and Madison County and Delaware County. So she can get you in touch. And Hamilton County has regular meetings and they have social meetups for the party too. So you can go there and meet people.
And for one, Brad, I really think he was mentioning Lori Schillings, and I really think that Mark, you too, that you two need to vote for Lori. If nothing else, I do not.
He's in Illinois. Sorry.
You can. I'm sorry, but Brad, you need to consider voting for Lori. I do not expect Lori to win, but we need to maintain our ballot access. So we need for Lori to get 2%, and I think she's going to do it. But I'm still going to encourage everybody to vote Libertarian because let's face it, there is a few there. I like one contestant in the Republican primary or the convention. I think I like one of them, but ultimately my vote is going to Lori because we really need to maintain the ballot access. And Brad, one thing you need to consider on your vote for Secretary of State is that if you really think about it, if it's Bobai or if it's one of the Republicans, is your life going to change at all? So that's why you need to vote Libertarian, because we need to maintain ballot access because we're busting our fucking asses here to try to. I mean, I'm going to hear people
vote for whoever is going to make the most money on Cal Sheet.
That's another show. That's another show. That's totally another show. Unless you want to let me go on it. You want me to go on Cauchy and the Secretary of State's race?
No, I thank you to Tom Ogden. Like this was like one of the nicest compliments I think we got tonight.
Yeah, it really is. Thanks, Thomas. Thank you so much.
Very much, Thomas.
We need to talk about election laws and the party the way in which Indiana statutes structured corporations, not-for-profit corporations, and then in the mid-2000s, they rewrote the statutes on political parties, the two major political parties, any third parties. Yeah, so when you
we have to give them a break, though,
2010? Is that what you said?
2005, 2006. It's when they were writing it. And so you have the two entrenched parties.
So is this before Citizens United?
It was written before. Really, it wasn't affected very much. I mean, the Indiana
that needs to be overturned, and that's an entire new show too. Seriously, I want to get as many people. I want to get as many faces on here as possible because I don't care who you are, Democrat, Republican, or Libertarian. Citizens United should be a problem.
Yep,
and the more people that know about it.
Cases, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Dodge versus Ford is another example.
Come back next week, Luke.
Luke, man.
I would love to come back next week. I don't know if I'll be available next week. It's Sunday the 7th. We'll talk about it. I'll see if I can make it.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I would love to come back though. This has been a blast.
Thank you for coming on.
All right.
Hey, can I do a quick plug real quick?
Yes.
Okay, so everybody go to Lomax for Hancock County, everything spelled out, everything lowercase, runtogether.us. That's my website. That's my campaign site. There's a donation button there. I'm trying to get funds together so that I can run. I'm running as a District 2 for the Hancock County Council. They're doing all kinds of stuff with, rezoning and everything out here and data centers and, there's some backroom stuff and trying to get one trash provider for the whole county and blah, 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 blah. So I'm running to oppose big government and bring libertarian principles in. Please, if you're able to vote for me, vote for me. If you can't vote for me, please feel like sending me $5-10 just to help out.
Can we put a link up? Brad, can we get a link up, please?
I'll put a link in the comments on like the YouTube chats and everything.
Actually, I might be able to do that.
Yeah, if you can type one in there. And then Tommy, we'll get to this too about Act Blue. Is Win Red the same thing as Act Blue?
Yes, pretty much. They're a problem too. They are a problem too. Win Red. Win Red is a problem.
It won't let me post the link.
I will say that I agree. I don't like Win Red or Act Blue, but I would probably agree with more of what Win Red has to say. But I don't like them. I don't like them at all. I I don't.
Well, no, and we'll do a.
But
Yeah,
it's
I think we could
basically
do
the
another
same
one on that.
thing. It's basically big money throwing money into political races. That I mean, $35 million into a Massey's race. $35 million. What? How
That's
much
what you get
good?
for trying to say that the Epstein files need to be released. So,
But how much good?
Senator
How much good could be done with $35 million? Period.
Senator
exactly.
Young got $3 million in 3 months in office. His first 3 months in office as the U.S. Senator.
Who's that?
Campaign contributions, $3 million.
Whose?
Senator Young.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so that was.
No,
it
we
was
can get
like-
into Banks and Young too. Yeah.
I mean,
All right. Well, yeah. No, everybody, thank you
That
for
was
the.
the NRA. I'm saying that was for the NRA
Oh,
compared
okay.
to his normal.
No, and
Yeah.
yeah, I love chat. Keep tossing us new ideas for shows and make our
Thank you,
ADD
chat.
go even worse.
Thank you,
So,
Chad.
yeah, love you guys.
Schmitz,
Thank
I
you
see
for
you.
tuning in.
Tommy.
Yeah, you wanna talk
Tommy,
about
I
the-
see you.
Yeah.